For pages 213 through 216, we are going to be looking at word problems, and there's 3 different sets. So each set is going to have its own video. So when you feel comfortable with set 1, you can move on to set 2 and so on. So here's just some key ideas to think about. The first one is to use let statements. And I will write it all out for the first one and then kind of show you how you can make it a little bit shorter than that. You're going to write an equation out and solve it, and then make sure you answer the questions carefully. Sometimes they're not asking for the entire answer. They might just be asking for part of it or something like that. Okay, so let's get started. The larger of 2 numbers is 4 more than the smaller number. If the sum of the numbers is 74, find the numbers. So some people like to start with their let statements. So let's show you that one. So let x equal the smaller number. Okay, so it says the larger one and then gives a description. So that means you want the smaller one to be just plain x. All right, so since x is the smaller number, then that means the larger number is going to be x plus 4. 4 more than the smaller number. The smaller number is x, so then the larger number needs to be 4 more than that. You can only use one variable in each problem. So some people say, well, just have your smaller number be x and your larger number be y. That doesn't help you. You need you need to have one variable used for each part. All right, so then it says the sum. So we know the smaller number, which we called x, plus the larger number, which we called x plus 4, is equal to 74. So now we can go ahead and solve the equation. X plus x is 2x plus 4 equals 74. Subtract 4, 2x equals 70. I'll rewrite it up here. Divide by 2, x equals 35. So usually that would be our answer, x equals 35, and we're done. But it says to find the numbers. So since our smaller number was 35, and the larger number is 4 more than that, that would be 39. So 35 and 39 are our 2 numbers that are being described. And to make sure you're correct, you would do 35 plus 39, and you do get 74. For number 2, I will show you how you can write a little bit less than the stuff over here. So one thing you could do is you could say, well, the small number plus the large number has to equal 61. And again, some of you won't need to do this at all, but it's just a little bit to help you. The larger number is being described in terms of the smaller number. So you want your small number to be x. Your larger number says 7 less than 3 times the smaller one. So that is 3x minus 7 equals 61. So now this is the equation that you will solve. So x plus 3x gives me 4x minus 7 is equal to 61. Some of you might be realizing I can combine and add 7 at the same time. If you're comfortable with that, great. If not, go ahead and do it one step at a time. So now I need to add my 7. 4x equals 68. Divide by 4. X equals 17. So again, we're not finished. That's our smaller number, so 17 is our smaller number. To find our larger number, you're going to plug it in just right here, not into the whole thing, Remember, just the 3x minus 7 is what represented your larger number. So you're going to do 3 times 17 minus 7, and we would get 44. So again, 3 times 17 minus 7 is how I get my 44, plugging it back in. And again, add those two together to make sure you do get 61, and you would. Number 3, the larger of two numbers is 1 more than 4 times the smaller number. The sum of them is 106. So again, some of you can just go right away and say smaller number plus the larger number. 1 more than 4 times the smaller one. So 4x plus 1 is equal to 106. So then you're going to combine your like terms. 5x plus 1 is equal to 106. Subtract 1. 5x equals 105. Again, some of you can go right from this to this, which is great. Divide by 5. X equals 21. But again, we're not finished. That's our first number. That's our smaller number. Our second number, our larger number, we need to plug into just 4x plus 1. So 4 times 21 plus 1 gives us 85. And again, check your sum. 21 plus 85 does give us 106. Now, number 4 gets pretty tricky because it is describing two separate sides of an equal sign rather than just giving you a sum. So first we're going to look at how the larger number and the smaller number compare, and I am going to write this. The small number I'm going to call x. The large number then, it says, is twice your smaller number, so 2x. So that part is simple, x and 2x. Then we have to look at the equation. 12 is subtracted from the larger number. So that would be 2x minus 12. The result, so equals 7 more than the smaller one, x plus 7. So here I think it is important to put this off to the side so you know smaller one we're calling x, larger one we're calling 2x. So now we're just going to solve our equation. Subtract x from both sides, add 12 to both sides. So that cancels and that cancels. 2x minus x is not 2. Remember, it's 2 minus 1, so x equals 19. So 19 is the smaller one. 2 times 19 is 38 for our bigger one. Again, if you wanted to check, you would plug those into both sides and make sure you come up with the same answer. Number 5, the highest score on an algebra test was 42 points more than the lowest. So instead of, we're still talking about bigger number and smaller number if you want to think of it that way. All right, the high score is being talked about or described in terms of the lower score. So I'm going to call the low score x. So then the high score is 42 more, so x plus 42. When added together, the lowest and highest was 154. So low plus high is equal to 154. So 2x plus 42 is equal to 154. So we subtract 42 from both sides, and that gives us 2x equals 112. Divide by 2, and we get x equals 56. So again, it's nice to have this written down because we know, okay, we just found the low score. So to find the highest score, I need to take 56 plus 42. So 56 and 98 are my two scores, my low score and my high score. For number 6, Garrett has one less than 3 times as much money as Liz. So Garrett is being described in terms of Liz. So Liz is going to be x. Garrett, $1 less than 3 times as much. So 3x minus 1. Together they have $179. So x plus 3x minus 1 equals 179. So 4x minus 1 equals 179. Add 1, 4x equals 180. Divide both by 4, and we get x equals 45. Now here's what it says. How much does Garrett have? So you don't even need both answers. You just need to know Garrett. So for Garrett, we need to do 3 times 45 minus 1. That gives us $134. Make sure you put the dollar sign with it as well. You don't even have to label it as Garrett because all it asked us for was how much Garrett had. Number 7, the Buffalo Bills scored 24 more than twice the number of points that the Miami Dolphins scored. So Bills are being described in terms of Dolphins. So the Dolphins are going to be x. So then the Bills, 24 more than twice the Dolphins, 2x plus 24. Altogether, they had 66 points. So x plus 2x plus 24 equals 66. So 3x, and again, if you want to do the subtract 24 at the same time, you can do that. 3x equals 42. Divide. X equals 14. So it says how many points did each team score individually? Well, we just found the Dolphins. So the Dolphins were 14 points. The Bills then, the easy way to do it is 66 minus 14, and that would give you 52. Or you can plug it back into the 2x plus 24, and you would get 52 that way also. Last one is pretty tricky, talking about red and orange Skittles. So 10 less red than orange. So orange needs to be your x. Red then is x minus 10. Now they're not giving us a total. It's saying the orange Skittles are also twice the number of red. So orange equals twice red. Need to make sure you put that x minus 10 in the parentheses. So x equals 2x minus 20 after we distribute. Subtract the 2x. Negative 1x equals negative 20. So x equals positive 20. So that means there are 20 orange and 10 red.